Expectations are the thief of joy.
They are. It's going to be staggy.
It's going to be staggy. We don't know what we're going to experience until we experience it.
Okay, that's fair.
What is up, folks? It is your host, Nick Anderson, also known as Amongst the Whiskey, and I'm joined here by Jes Smyth.
Hi.
For a special tasting of Stagg Jr. 24B.
I'm ready.
An exciting new arrival just showed up on the doorstep. I figured what better thing to do than fresh crack it with our second expert taster for AmongstTheWhiskey.com. We got two experts in the room. I think we're going to be able to come up with some good tasting notes for this one.
Yeah.
So let's dive in. In order to benchmark our brand new Batch 24B, we are also going to pour Batch 17. This is my second place Stagg Jr. batch of all time behind Batch 12.
Wow.
So this should be a quest to find exceptional quality. I know we will find it in Batch 17. I wonder if we will find it in 24B.
I want to find out.
We're going to have to taste it to find out. Jess, can I have you pour Batch 17?
Yes.
And while you do that, I will get our brand new Batch 24B open. The 24B is going to go into Amongst the Whiskey Glens. What glasses are we using for Batch 17, Jess?
We have Buckhead Bourbon. Can't really see it. And George T. Stagg.
Buckhead Bourbon and George T. Stagg. And fresh crack on the 24B.
That's nice.
Quite the nice pop on
that was
this.
good.
If that is an indication of quality, it's not. We're in for a good tasting. All right, 24B pours. One for you.
Thank you.
One for me. Okay, reminder there, Batch 17 in the Antlered Glens, Batch 24B in the Amongst the Whiskey Glens. If you see us holding one up, waxing poetic on some nosing or tasting notes, you'll know which is which. We'll try to remind you along the way, but no promises. Where do you think we should start?
Batch 17.
Start with someplace we know, a
Yes.
level truth, a great batch of Stagg Jr.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Cheers. What do you think on that nose?
A lot of good volume.
Definitely good volume, good
Yeah.
wood spice,
Wood spice, the cherry.
some allspice.
Yeah. Good sweetness.
It's almost leathery, like an older version of Stagg.
It is. This is a similar proof to 23B, right?
Oh, good call out.
Right.
Let's see what we have for proofs here. Batch 17, obviously you can see, still has the Junior on the label, ringing in at 128.7 proof. Now 24B does not have the Junior on the label. Obviously many batches since the Junior has been on here. This is ringing in at 127.8 proof. If that's not confusing, I don't know what is.
I'm already confused.
128.7 versus 127.8. Here we go. Try to keep these straight.
Okay.
I will hold on to the 24B. You hold on to the Batch 17.
The better one, yeah.
What?
We don't know yet. We don't know.
Jess
We
is
don't
already
know.
throwing out... She's nosed just Batch 17 for 2 seconds. She's already coming to conclusions. That is not what we do at
That's not at
AmongstTheWhiskey.com.
all.
Have you learned nothing at this Amongst the Whiskey Writers Retreat?
I need more sessions.
My goodness, clearly. You're a long way from a degree with an attitude like that.
I'm a lifelong learner.
That's the attitude. Okay, nose a little more on the antlered Batch 17 here?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Kind of boozy,
It is boozy.
Strawberry syrup.
Yeah.
You know when you put like too much strawberry syrup into your milk? Like, have you ever made strawberry milk?
No, never.
Okay,
Who does
just
that?
Me. Just me. I made a lot of strawberry milk as a
Wait, really?
as a youth,
As a youth?
and the Hershey's pink strawberry
I know
syrup.
what you're
Oh my
talking
gosh!
about.
I'd put half a glass of syrup and half a glass of milk, and I'd be like, it's delicious. I don't know how I'm not diabetic.
Give it some time.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Very
Yeah.
good.
It smells just really well balanced, cohesive, good age. Not too proofy, whatever this is. What is it? 120,
The confusion has set in already.
28.7.
Which proof is this?
The
120
higher one.
8, 7, 7, 8, 8, 7, 7, 8.
What does it matter? They're similar.
Yeah. It's all about which batch is
Yes.
going to end up being
Yes.
better. And
Yes.
the benchmark, not necessarily needing to decipher which batch is better, but using it as a benchmark to have us properly evaluate batch 24B.
Yes,
It's nice to have comparisons.
it is.
But comparisons are also the thief of joy.
That was expectations.
Oh, maybe it's both.
I think it's both. We will have neither. Neither.
Ancient wisdom of amongst the whiskey.
Philosophy and whiskey.
It's funny what a good whiskey can do for you.
I'm ready to taste.
Should we nose batch 24B
Probably, yeah.
first?
Yeah, we should. Yeah,
Let's
we
do that.
Where is it?
Don't you? What? It's in your glass.
I know,
Put
but-
it to your nose and tell me what you find.
Well, it's taken a second here. Where is it? It smells cold.
It's
Is it still
reserved.
cold?
Yeah, let's warm it up a little bit in our hands. It does actually. It's presenting a little bit muted.
Yeah, a little shy, which I understand. I understand the shy.
I have been warming up the bottle in my home, but this bottle did arrive on my doorstep today, so it did arrive a little bit cold.
Yeah.
So we're gonna warm it up. This isn't us like huddling around a fire trying to stay warm. No, this is us putting our body heat into the whiskey so that the whiskey gives off its character. There it is.
Well, your hands
Just
are
warm it up a little bit.
Yeah, your hands are always warmer than mine. It's very muted compared to the 17.
I don't think. Get some warmth in there. I don't think it is.
No, you don't. It
Nope.
is for me, and it's coming off like black licorice at the moment for me.
Uh-oh.
So,
Is that what Stagg Jr.'s profile is normalizing to, I wonder?
gosh, I hope not.
Are they getting away from those cherry hots flavors of old, and are
Yeah.
they normalizing towards black licorice?
That would be bad.
That would be bad for my palate, too.
Yeah, I don't enjoy that note particularly.
Yeah, I would find myself hard-pressed to continue to call myself a stag man if that's going to be the profile that we get
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
3 times a year. It's ridiculous that they're putting out 3 of these a year now.
It is ridiculous, and we were just talking about how it does seem to be that they're rushing through these releases now.
24B and 24C
Right.
arrived in like the last week of 2024. Both of them. They just were like,
Yeah.
shoot, 2024 is almost over. Let's get our other 2 24 batches out.
Yeah.
And they both hit distributorship right at the end of
Yeah.
2024. Really arriving at the same time. So 2 batches? Is it 2 batches or is it just 2 thrown together batches?
Yeah.
Hey, shoot, we forgot about these. Here's some whiskey. Here's the best we could put together in the last week of December before we all went on vacation. I wonder if they do go on vacation for Buffalo Trace Distillery. I wonder if they're given any days off. I'm getting kind of an apple-y tone on 24B.
Okay, I can see that. It is brighter, a little bit more acidic, if that's what you mean by apple.
I'm getting apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, apple cider vinegar on 24B.
This one just has more of a dough bready quality to it. Almost like that boozy, doughy, bready thing that I got in George T. Stagg 2024.
Sure.
Like I can hear it. I can smell it here.
Yep.
This is brighter, more acidic.
Yeah, definitely unmitigated ethanol on 24B as well.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, it's punchy, proofy. It's like kind of hard to nose.
Yeah.
It's making me go nose blind a little
Yeah,
bit.
it is.
Sniff the armpit.
That would be this. It smells great, by the way.
She's fresh. She's fresh, folks. And now has a fresh nosing experience. I'm going to do the same.
Yeah.
Solid. Very solid. I mean, my aroma, 5 out of 5.
We're not rating your smell.
Oh, I thought we were reviewing Amongst the Whiskies Musk.
It's a whole nother YouTube channel.
Oh! Okay, back to the subject at hand. 24B, final thoughts on the nose. I kind of like it.
It's not super off-putting, no. I think that, and maybe hope that with a little bit of time and air,
It can normalize.
It can normalize, yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously it needed to be warmed up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm worried with how bright and punchy and
It is-
ethanol forward the nose is.
Yeah.
That the palate might be a hot mess.
It might be a hot mess.
Which, if you haven't seen the 24C video, that was a hot mess.
What do you think compared to the 24C, this nose?
I'm thinking this is going to be better.
A little bit better?
Yeah, I think this is going to be better. But I also found a really crazy array of aromas on the 24C
Yeah.
up front. I was like zinging out notes left and right when I first popped the bottle. And then I had a sip and I was like, oh, that's kind of hot. And then the glass just completely fell flat. So hoping that doesn't happen with this. Hopefully this leans into a nice, complex, great, decently aged Kentucky straight bourbon like we're used to with Stagg Jr. Yeah. Let's get back to good batches of Stagg Jr., can we?
Well, they should maybe not release 3 times a year.
If they released fewer, they would have more time to focus on making it great. Yeah, you make a good point. Which are we going to sip first, Jess?
You tell me, Stag Man.
I think we have to go with the lower proof.
I think we do have to go
in 24B.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Amongst the Whiskey Glen.
Cheers.
Cheers. We look like bobbleheads.
It's got a medicinal quality to it.
Yeah.
It's got that cherry cough syrup that I tasted in the 24C.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you did say cough syrup, and then you said pancakes. So I was like, if you really like cough syrup pancakes...
Yeah, that's what you said.
That's it.
Yeah, it's just got that...
It's a little hot.
It is a little hot, but yeah, I guess it is a little hot.
Yeah, we both kind of made that
Maybe the second sip will not
singy
be
face. Yeah, we should give it 24B a second taste before we move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Hey, check out the nose. Post-sip nose.
Oh, that's more like that.
I'm liking that nose
That's a little
post-sip.
bit... It's more like the 17. You get more of that rich bready quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
yeah.
unlocked all of a sudden on the nose.
Well,
And maybe it's a certain volume of pour. I maybe went a touch high on these pours.
Compared to what I poured, you did it. But it's hard to pour from a full bottle.
Compared to batch 17, yeah.
Yeah.
I slightly over-poured
Yeah.
the 24B in comparison.
You were so excited.
So maybe it was just a little bit too much on the glass, and it's going to get better from here. Let's keep going.
Yeah, okay. All right. I have
Taste
hope.
on.
I have hope.
This is improving for me. I'm liking that.
It's a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's a little bit... Oh, yeah.
It's kind of got
Still quite the heat.
quite heat, but yeah, it's got the cherry forward,
Yeah.
cinnamon hots
Yes.
of some of the older batches. I'm thinking back to batch 14,
Ooh.
a little bit proofier version of 15. I think batch 15 was very balanced, very nice.
Yeah.
This is a little more unbalanced version of 15, which 15 leaned in on strawberries.
Yeah.
Definitely thinking more like 14. On the hotter end, but not too hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not the hot mess that was 24C.
No.
I think this is the one they focused on, and then maybe they just rattled a bag of randomness and threw 24C
Yeah,
together.
did it very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
24B feels like the one that they kind of curated towards the Stagg profile.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely get the Stagg Jr. character that I know in having had, dozens of these batches.
Yeah.
So I'm relatively happy with my first taste of this. What are you
I'm
thinking?
in middle ground right now.
Yeah.
I'm middle ground on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little middle ground on it. It's hot. It is hot.
Yeah.
For the proof.
Sure. What do you think? Do we need one more sip of Amongst the Whiskey before we go back?
I think so.
Or save enough to go back and forth?
One more.
Okay.
One more little one.
Let's do it.
Yeah. It's starting to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting some of those vanilla tones,
Yeah,
those
it's
graham
good.
cracker tones.
Definitely graham cracker. It's getting a little bit more complex. Some of that heat is fading. Those flavors are coming in now. Yeah.
She's got it. She's on it.
Yeah.
I can imagine that this is going to be one of those glasses if you sat with it for 2 hours. I think you're going to keep finding interesting new developments as you go.
Definitely.
Especially on a earlier in the day fresh palate. I think this is going to drink very nicely.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to my next 2 tastings of this one.
Yeah.
Which is what I will do before I give you my full review on amongstthewhiskey.com. What'd you think on the linger on that?
Little drying. What did you think of the linger?
Long and good. Not
Long
really too
and
dry.
good? All right. Something to look forward to.
A little bit of post-sip nosing on
Yes.
24B. Smells like Kentucky.
It does smell like Kentucky.
Some good rickhouse funk. The rolling grassy hillsides.
Yeah.
The horse farms.
Ooh, yeah.
Cow pastures. This is really growing on me.
It's getting better and better. Still a little hot for me.
Sure. I don't think there's any way to hide that it's a boozy pour.
Yeah.
Okay, any last thoughts?
It's getting better.
Getting better. Ready to compare to the batch
Yes.
17?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's see.
Very balanced.
That's creamier.
Yeah.
It doesn't punch you in the face with the spice. or the proof.
Much creamier, much more balanced.
Yeah, yeah. And maybe because it's been opened and it's low now,
That's been open a while. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
But like a strawberry parfait.
Oh, it's really nice.
Shimmering, just raspberry tart.
It's really nice. Yeah.
Shortbread cookie.
Yeah.
This has everything I love in a whiskey.
Yeah. The 24B can't stand up to.
This.
Not at the moment.
This is great.
Yeah, this is great.
Did I 5 this? I didn't rate this. Never mind.
You didn't rate it? Why?
I did. I only ever did a flash review.
Oh, you only did it. Well, you could
And there was no rating.
You could do a full review now.
I'm thinking it's pretty darn close to a 5.
Well then. The noses aren't that different now.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
The 24B is definitely boozier, though.
Yeah. It is definitely boozier. But it has helped. The nose has been helped by sipping, for sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
It is boozier.
What do you think, Jess? Back to the 24B pour?
Yeah, let's do it. Cheers.
That's developing nicely.
It is. It's getting a lot better. With some air.
What's the driving characteristic, you think?
Cherry.
Yeah.
I would say cherry.
We're back to a cherry-forward Stagg. That's
cherry
That's a good thing
spicy.
for the brand.
Yeah, definitely.
This might be the saving batch of 2024.
Yeah.
Have you had 24A?
I did. In August, I think.
What'd you think of it?
I wasn't too impressed by it, from what I remember. Yeah. I remember just kind of being like, oh, this is nice.
Would you think 24B is going to be the standout of the three?
I think so.
24A, B versus C?
I think so.
I would agree.
Yeah. Having just had C, it's definitely better than C. I'd probably have to revisit A.
Way
Because
better
it's
than-
been a few months. But
Way better than 24C.
yeah. Way better than 24C.
I don't even know if I still have a bottle of 24A.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you probably gave it away.
If you can't give it away, it owns you. I'm liking this. It's giving me like just a very cozy vibe. Like I'm in the house for maybe like an evening movie night, and there's just a big bowl of macaroni and cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Waiting.
Yeah.
And it's just like this, just utter comfort.
It is. It's not like something that is making you feel like you need to impress it. You can be in your pajamas with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're okay with Stagg 24B seeing you with no makeup on.
I'm totally fine with 24B seeing me with no makeup on. Yeah. It is a very nice, it's comforting. You don't need to impress it. It's not here to like super impress you. It's just like comfortable. Like you said, it's a bowl of mac and cheese.
It was a good metaphor, I guess. It landed for Jess as
It
well.
did. Well, I'm trying to figure it out because having, just recently tried George T. Stagg 2024, which is very like bells and whistles and glitter and sparkle and...
It's dolled up for New Year's Eve in New York City.
Yes, exactly. This is like the opposite, but
Yeah.
it's not bad in that way. It's just more comforting.
It's New Year's Eve in a cabin with a fire going.
Yes, it is. And maybe a book.
Not in New York City.
No.
And I think there's power in that.
100%.
This has a time and place in my whiskey study, on my whiskey shelf, in my whiskey rotation, for sure.
Yeah, this would be a great pour where you just want to be wrapped into a really nice warm blanket. Yeah.
This is the best Stagg Jr. batch of 2024, for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
And that's a very low bar, unfortunately.
They need to get their act together.
Yeah.
Hot Mess Express. Like
Yeah.
you said. Not this,
You don't want to be a hot mess express.
No. It's getting better.
That's very nice.
It's getting better.
Dominant notes?
Again, just with that cherry, cinnamon.
In that regard, I would agree. It's kind of simple. Like, we're not
It is.
kind of waxing poetic about it evolving and
No.
doing a whole bunch of flavors
No.
here. I would agree. It's very cherry forward,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of strawberry, which is me kind of dancing somewhere in between batch 14 and batch 15.
Got you. Yeah, yeah.
In comparison. But I like this a lot. Where do you think on the rating scale it's going to end up?
For you,
Yeah.
probably between a 3.5 and a 4.
I was thinking 4.
Were you thinking 4?
Yeah.
I'd give it a 3.5 based on the tasting right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think your range is much more accurate. But today in this tasting, I'd lean
You're
towards a
digging.
4.
Yeah. It's speaking to you. More than me, I think.
It's so comfortable. It's like a distant memory of playing on the playground and nobody was making fun of you that day.
I don't have any experience like that. I'm glad you do.
They were rare, few and far between days. No. This is really a cool pour because it's sending me down memory lane here
You
a
are.
lot.
You are going down to memories.
It did start hot, but that
It did start hot.
booziness is all gone for me.
I picked up the 17. I think that's the problem, is because we put it next to the 17, and the 17 is just like, pay attention to me.
Okay.
Pay attention to me.
I will go back to it with you and see how close the two are.
Okay. This one's telling me to pay attention to it.
Oh, this is way better. Oh, this is so much better. Batch 17 is so much better.
Maybe had we not like head-to-head them.
You smell the butterscotch,
I know.
creme brulee,
It's so much more complex.
pancakes,
Yeah.
confectioner sugar just splotched over a Belgian waffle.
Look at how it's speaking to you. You're doing that one a service. You're really trying for that one. You are working hard for 24B.
I was working hard for 24B. This, Batch 17, is working for me.
There you go. Yes.
I get your metaphor now.
Sometimes it doesn't land.
That one, it works now.
Okay.
God, that's a great nose on Batch 17.
Almost a little like, there's a good age on, I don't know, but it smells like a good age.
You think it smells older than 24B?
It does, yeah. It's got a note. Oh,
So-
100%.
I was writing about that a little bit in my write-up of 24C, that maybe the stocks that they're using aren't up to snuff like they used to be in
Yeah.
previous batches.
Yeah.
Maybe they are using younger stocks. Maybe they're coming from a different warehouse.
Oh, they could be, yeah.
Maybe they lost the recipe. I think they have new blenders, personally.
They don't disclose any of that?
Not that I know of.
Why not? Then we could, like, understand what's going on here.
Why there was a change at a certain batch. Like,
Right.
oh yeah, there's
Right.
new blenders got hired at Buffalo Trace Distillery to make the Stagg Jr. batches. It feels like there was a passing of the torch somewhere.
And for me, it's like, if I'm drinking and spending money on a whiskey, I want to know what's going on. I want to know who is blending it, making it. I want to know the mash bills. I want to know it all. And Buffalo Trace is like, no, here's some smoke and mirrors. Have fun.
We try to get to the bottom of a lot of that with amongstthewhiskey.com, but yeah, a lot of the information isn't disclosed and not
It's
readily
not.
available. Some of it takes coercion and bribery and armed robbery. No, wait, no. Scratch that. Cut that from the record. Let's see what we got on batch 17 here.
I'm getting like melted butter, pancakes like you said, really nice, soft, powdery sugar, a little bit of that cherry syrup.
My hair is blowing in the most gentle
It
but like
is.
elegant breeze right now.
This is just like the sibling that's really trying to catch up to its older brother.
Yeah, wishes it was like the Stagg Jr. of old, but it's not. Jes agrees. That said, this is kind of a pinnacle batch, so
You did choose your second favorite out of all of them.
yeah, this is a 5 out of 5 style
Yeah.
bourbon for
Yeah.
me. Yeah, that's a pinnacle bourbon right there. So as good as this is, does not live up to a pinnacle bourbon.
This one's just got too much cinnamon. It's got too much something. It's too cinnamon-y.
Excuse me, could you say that one again? Cinna who?
Cinnamon-y.
Cinnamon. Cinnamon.
Cinnamon-y.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon-y. Cinnamon-y.
Pardon.
Cinnamon-y.
Pardon. Cinnamon.
It is.
All right. Okay, we'll give you a second. Sorry. All right. Last chance for 24B to impress us here.
Okay, I'm pulling for it. I'm rooting for this.
Let's
I really
try.
am. All right, so this is like a fresh pot of stew.
Okay.
This is like the pot the day after filled with soapy water.
Mixed with soapy water. Ruined the stew.
Maybe not soapy water, but this is fresh. This is day old.
Which is crazy because the batch 17
I
is
know.
not even close to freshly opened, and we just
Right.
freshly opened
Right.
the 24B.
It's just the 17 has more flavors, and this one is just muted.
I don't think it's all that muted. It's better than muted.
think it's better
24C
than
was
muted?
muted. This is better than muted.
Okay.
But it's not as good.
No, there's just not as much going on. Maybe that's what I mean. There's not as
Yeah.
much going on.
Almost get the last little taste there is like a bubblegum characteristic on the linger. On the finish for me, I get a tiny bit of bubblegum.
That's weird.
I kind of like it in that regard.
Bazooka Joe?
It's not Bazooka Joe. It's a Hubba Bubba.
Hubba Bubba.
Yeah, it's a Hubba Bubba bubblegum. Just one piece too, and you're like, shoot, I wish I could have put 2 Hubba Bubbas in my mouth because that would have been more flavor.
Always.
It's a little light.
Yeah, okay.
But I like that linger. I think I'm probably going to stick somewhere near that 4 for my review.
Really?
But we'll see. Obviously,
got two more tastings.
two more fresh palate tastings. Yeah, we shall see.
It's nice. It just isn't. It's not speaking to me super loud.
It's not batch 17. I gotta say, I enjoyed that glass, I think, a little bit more than you.
You did. That's fair. Perhaps if I would have another sample from your bottle,
Again, always angling.
I'll probably have a different experience.
We'll see what we can do.
Okay. I liked it enough to try it again.
Liked it enough to try it again. That's telling. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
not
I
all
want,
whiskeys
I want
do that.
to. No, there are definitely whiskeys where you're like, I absolutely do not need to have another one of these
Yeah.
poured in a glass for me. I want to try it again. I think it will get better.
Batch 17?
Okay.
I want to try again.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good.
That I want a whole bottle of.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the bottle you want to call back for a second date.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or a third or fourth. Come on, sleep over.
Right for a sleepover. Batch 17's getting a sleepover, folks.
Not on the first date.
Not on the first date.
No, never.
Just, this was an enlightening tasting.
It was. Thank you for bringing me back.
I really enjoy your perspective on all things whiskey.
Thank you.
This girl's got a good palate. Not good enough to enjoy 24B as much as me. Just joshing.
You're the stag man.
I am the Stag man. Does that make me more critical or more generous to Stag, do you think?
I think in this moment you're being generous. I do.
So you think I'm being generous. Do you think I was being too critical to 24C when I gave it a 1.5 out of 5?
No. I think that
deserved
I
that
think
rating.
that definitely deserved that rating. But I think that you're also looking for saving grace from that fall. You're looking for it, I think.
I would prefer to see Buffalo Trace make good products.
I think we all would. And they do. 2024 George T. Stagg was exceptional.
Pinnacle whiskey.
Yeah.
2024 George T. Stagg is probably the best whiskey I've tasted in the last year.
Yeah.
And that includes Dusty's.
Holy cow.
Boom.
Are you serious?
Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of pours.
That's a bold.
Yeah.
That's a bold.
There are a lot of really good Dusty
You
pours.
had a 122-year-old whiskey.
Mount Vernon tasting was pretty amazing. It was not the best whiskey I tasted in 2024. But it was very fucking good. But I think we should go enjoy the rest of our batch 17 at this point, Jess. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this video then. Until next time, my friends, keep it amongst the whiskey.